person himself, he has a condition. Good morning once again.
Good morning, Dave.
And I hope you're well, Gideon.
I'm very well.
You know, I have seen a couple of people who are sickled. They have the sickle cell condition. And when the weather is like this, it's wet, then they have crisis, a lot of crisis.
Sure.
Getting to the Harmattan period, the dry season, you have conditions of the crisis. So when you walked into the studios, the first thing I asked you was, and the studio is very cold. Our studio is very, very cold. So the first question I asked you was, are you comfortable with the air conditioner?
Sure, you did.
You live with the condition. You're a sickle cell person. How's life like for you?
Well, thank you so much, Dave, once again. Thank you for the opportunity. Initially, it wasn't easy, yeah, but the whole thing is about education. Now, once the parents are educated and knows the condition, then they can really help with the support of the medical team. You understand? That was my situation. You know, when my parents got married, my grandmother was telling me that they didn't know. You know, at the time they did not go for any testing, and I was the first one who came. We were 4, so I came with a SS genotype. I picked mommy's S and daddy's S.
So daddy is what, AS?
AS, yeah.
And mommy is?
AS, sure.
Oh, they're both AS.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
And I came first and picked those. So initially they wanted to separate, but well, as Doc was saying, they always look at love first. Now initially they came to Kolebu at the time, and initially they were educated about the situation. So it was the support of them through the education from the doctors that really helped. You know, and one thing about sickle cell is that sometimes we have certain funny myths about this condition. You know, this one will die very early. They are not real people. They're not normal. I mean,
about myth, is it? I mean, because when again I was younger, I heard things like they can't live beyond 22 years or 23 years.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's not a myth, is it? It wasn't that real.
It's
at the time we didn't have a lot of.
At that time, but apparently we've moved on.
Thank you. So we'll talk about that because at the time it wasn't a myth; it was real. Because medicine and science at the time had not gotten to the levels as we have it now. We'll talk about that shortly. I just want to know how life was like for you growing up with sickle cell. Were you able to go to school regularly? Did you have friends? Did you live a normal life, like play football? How's life like for you growing up as a sickle?
Dave, you know what? Initially, there is this stigma. That's one condition that we usually face. So growing up during childhood at school, I had friends, but I had only one friend.
Only one?
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember from primary 3 to 6. Yeah. I had only one friend who was a guy who was always with me. And the situation was, I don't know, but the patient is some kind of personality. When you are a kid or you're young and you don't know much, you always do what you are not supposed to do. I don't know how it happens, but then that's what I saw. I was always
how
doing.
I had only one friend. I mean, is this to